2017's Horizon Zero Dawn was a story about the past, about the fall of humanity, the rise of the machines, and how the game's protagonist Aloy fits into those events. Horizon Forbidden West, on the other hand, is very much focused on the future, and more specifically, saving it. Humankind once again faces an existential crisis, and Aloy is desperate to stop the impending calamity in its tracks. To do this, she'll travel west, moving along rugged terrain and visiting hard-bitten settlements, battling wild machines and powerful rising threats, harnessing new abilities and tools, and catching up with old acquaintances, as well as making lifelong friends. Well, maybe.
Everything okay up there?
What, so you care now?
Yeah, no, I'm just making small talk.
This is everything you need to know about Horizon Forbidden West. Before we get started, a big fat spoiler warning for the events of Horizon Zero Dawn. If you don't know what happened, go play it now, and I'll wait. Okay, all done? Great, let's get into it. It's been 6 months since the climactic events of Horizon Zero Dawn. Aloy is now known far and wide as a hero, the saviour of Meridian. But this is cold comfort given Gaia, the super-intelligent AI entity created by her genetic twin from the distant past to restore life on the planet,
Elizabeth?
is no more.
This ain't no copy of Gaia you stole, you losers.
And now the Earth's ecosystems are collapsing. A destructive blight spreads far and wide, while wild storms rent the air and enraged machines stalk the land. The world is becoming uninhabitable. Gaia is needed once again, and Aloy has been searching for a backup but so far has made little progress, as the always smarmy Silence is quick to remind her.
Unlike you, I've produced results.
There is hope, however, but it will require her to make the journey to a completely unknown frontier world, the Forbidden West. This is no small playground. The game's map is absolutely massive and takes in a wide array of biomes, from lush green jungles and wide open waterways, through to scrubby, rocky terrain and on to snowy mountainous peaks. There's a lot to discover as you gradually explore, from towns and settlements, through to mines, caves and high-tech facilities from the before times. Aloy can now explore underwater too, opening up a whole new world of secrets to discover, resources to harvest and challenges to overcome. Thankfully, Aloy's abilities have evolved to meet the challenge, but you'll need to work your way back up to the superpowered warrior with which you ended Horizon Zero Dawn. In Forbidden West, Aloy is back to square one. Well, almost. Aloy does have a slight edge, as she starts out with a few abilities that had to be unlocked in the last game. You can silent strike enemies out of the gate, for instance, which is incredibly useful. As is Aloy's concentration skill, which slows the world down while aiming. You can also immediately repair mounts and gather resources while riding. One other nice touch is the change to focus. The idea is the same. You can scan targets to reveal their components and potential weaknesses, but now you can simply tab through those parts and tag the one you want, instead of having to manually find them. Aloy has changed significantly in other areas. Where Horizon Zero Dawn would only let players climb along clearly marked paths, Forbidden West opens things up somewhat, with far more freeform climbing available. This makes summiting certain structures and cliffs simple, but be warned, not everything comes into focus. Getting down is certainly a breeze though, thanks to Aloy's new shield wing. It's useful in other ways too.
There we go.
Her pullcaster is similarly versatile. It's great for traversal, helpful in combat, and integrated into environmental puzzle solving in a bunch of different ways.
Great. This should be useful.
Upgrading Aloy's abilities was one of the most involved aspects of Horizon Zero Dawn, but Forbidden West takes it to a new level, with 6 skill trees to explore, each of which can help you lean into specific aspects of how you want to play. Do you want to be a ranged weapon specialist, set traps, ride roughshod over anything in your way? The skill trees can help. Each has powerful new moves to unlock too. Valor Surges, for instance, offer a range of different short-term effects, You might increase your crit chance and crit damage. You might heal Aloy and block status effects. Or you might channel your inner predator and...
What's that?
Well, no, that's not quite what I had in mind. That's better. And how about this? Each skill tree has a number of weapon techniques to unlock. These are like an alt fire for specific weapon types. You might shoot 8 bolts at once with your bolt blaster, or use your hunter's bow to assail your enemies with a high arcing volley of arrows. Weapons can have more than one technique too, so there's some strategy in deciding when to use which option. A number of core elements of Horizon Zero Dawn's progression and customization system return in Forbidden West. Weapons and outfits, for instance, can still be augmented so players can focus on perks and protections that are most useful for their playstyle. They can also, however, be powered up too. The different damage types from the last game are also back, only expanded. The principle is still the same, however. If you scan an enemy and discover it's susceptible to acid or has a component that will explode, you can then exploit that. There are some neat combos too. Enemies that are weak to purge water can be sunk into a drenched state, disabling their elemental attacks and making them more vulnerable to frost and shock.
Gotta hit it while it's drenched!
Each enemy in Forbidden West represents its own challenge. Whether it's a mounted human on patrol, a hulking behemoth guarding a cave entrance, or a dino that soars. And things get really interesting when you're dealing with multiple enemy types at once. Aloy, thankfully, is very versatile. A few things to keep in mind we haven't mentioned yet.
Go on, peruse my menu.
Meals can give you the buff you need. Traps can do some of the hard work for you, as can the environment itself. And smoke bombs can get you out of a tricky spot. Oh, and be sure to gather as many resources and loot as many supply caches as you can. Not only can certain valuables be sold in order to buy more weapons and other gear, but there's nothing worse than not being able to craft the ammo you need in the heat of battle. So don't forsake this aspect of the game. The same can be said for side quests, which are a great source of materials, experience and skill points, and a solid excuse to roam far and wide on the map. Side activities are worth checking out as well, and can help you test your mettle in combat and hunting, among other things.
Even the savior of Meridian can use some hunting practice once in a while.
The Forbidden West is a big place and Aloy's journey an epic one. Hopefully now you'll be able to hit the ground running when the game comes out on February 18. For more on Aloy's latest, be sure to check out our review. And for everything else, you're in the right place. IGN.